Wild 2 gonna fail? Never thought I'd be asking this question. Maybe I should go to the root of the reason why I'm doing this video. So, Breath of the Wild 2 is something I've been highly anticipating being a thing for a couple reasons. So, first off, Breath of the Wild was extremely successful with the Legend of Zelda community. First off, one of the biggest releases on a Nintendo console to date, especially something as big as the Switch was when it came out. It's hard to think that it's anything more than Nintendo doing what they do best. I'm kind of going to do this video where I talk about Breath of the Wild 1 before I get into whether or not 2 is going to fail or not, and what I would like to see in this game. So first off, Breath of the Wild, the original Breath of the Wild, when it came out, it was such a hyped game. It was such a anticipated to be a great game. It was making itself up to be great. And what we got was so much more than just your standard Zelda game. It was challenging at some points, but after you started getting your things, it wasn't a challenge anymore. That was the key component on why Breath of the Wild was so good, because it was such a challenge to get yourself to this badass kill everything level. And it was almost exciting to get to that point. I can't tell you that I didn't die a bunch of times and got frustrated with the game, because I did. Because Breath of the Wild was not your traditional Zelda game. It was so much better. With the open world mechanics, with the custom outfits, and with the genuine just stuff that was created for it. Breath of the Wild was freaking awesome. Breakable weapons, multiple weapons. It just, the list goes on. And one of the things that kind of got me thinking, and one of the things that got me so frustrated about this game, was they get to the end, Ganon's not beaten. Well, he is beaten technically. That's not a spoiler, but you don't actually, even after finishing the game, you can go back and continue, which is awesome. It's awesome to see that. Breath of the Wild 2, I don't know what they're going to do. Definitely it's going to be a continuation of the Zelda Breath of the Wild story, which, by the way, is the first time since ever we're getting adult Link in a second game. And this is not, I'm not saying that we haven't had multiple games with adult Link. We have. Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, to name a couple. But one of the things that kind of stuck around was Ocarina of Time. Namely, one of by far the most beloved Zelda games in the franchise, had a sequel, Majora's Mask. Kid Link, one of the coolest remakes I've played, had a lot of hidden gems in it. And then there was a Link Between Worlds and A Link to the Past, and like top-down games and stuff like that had sequels. Wind Waker, Toon Link, he's his own character. You hypocrites can say that he's not a different character than Young Link, but he is. Anyways, Toon Link is kind of interesting. Another kind of interesting concept, because he didn't just get re-released for one game; he was released for two, namely Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks as the main three for that Link. But never have we had a adult Link be re-released in a second game, which says a lot about how good Breath of the Wild really was. The fact that there were so many fans like, we want something else from this. Give us another free roam Zelda game. And if they do what they did with this last one, I mean, as long as they keep up what they're doing, it's going to be awesome. What would I like to see from Breath of the Wild 2? Non-payable content. No paywalls. That's what I want. That is the only thing I want to see. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking DLC. DLC is not a paywall because every game these days takes DLC to complete. It's a known fact. There's not too many games anymore that you're just gonna be like, oh, the DLC is not gonna help me in any way, shape, or form. It does. It does. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be excited, like I am. But I would like to see like more costumes, because one of the things that was in Breath of the Wild that I really liked was the costumes, the alternate outfits, and I would like to actually be able to play as namely Fierce Deity, because he was locked behind a paywall that we actually never even got. So it's weird, but I want the Fierce Deity. So I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on it? My thoughts are the game, as long as somehow Nintendo just completely botches it, like doesn't follow doesn't release it properly or something. The only way that I can see them screwing this up is if the Switch just kind of dies off of relevance, because like Breath of the Wild is one of those games that are still being played by people with a Switch. Like, it's not one of those games that everyone just sells off. I'm actually going to be buying Breath of the Wild 2 just so I can play it. I know nothing about the game. I haven't even watched trailers because I saw the name and I was like, I'm done. I'm stopping right here because I love Breath of the Wild, and I don't want to spoil anything for Breath of the Wild 2. Which means now I gotta save it from spoilers for a while. But I just want to throw that out to you guys. Let's have a conversation here. Do you think Breath of the Wild 2 is gonna succeed, or do you think it's gonna fail? I would love to know your thoughts in the comments. Fill my comment section with a healthy dose of cringe. It's the Dead Meme Revival Machine signing off. Peace.